friends. Today I am going to take a time out and do a mini sound session, sound healing, sound journey, sound experience, whatever term you want to call it. I'm just going to take a time out for stillness, a gift to myself today, just to find some space. So if you'd like to join me, I would love to invite you to do so. Before I get to that, I do want to talk about some of the questions and topics that have been coming up. So I think because of some of the workshops that I teach and the clients that I have, I've been getting some questions about suffering and how to handle difficult people. So I want to talk about that for a second. So suffering, it's really easy when everyone's like doing well, things are good, it's like nothing can stop us and we're on our path and things are good, right? But what happens when we suffer? It's harder to have that same perspective and that attitude in life, right? I mean, you're in a state of pain. So of course, you're not gonna be like, everything's amazing right now. Probably not likely. But what you can do is you can embrace the suffering, because suffering is one of the biggest opportunities for growth, right? It really tests us and it's designed to help us grow on our path in life. So when we suffer, we can look at it and say, why is this happening to me, right? You may never know the answer to that, but maybe the answer is something as simple as perhaps recognizing gratitude in your life, giving thanks for something, changing your perspective on something. So it's always an opportunity for growth. Sometimes it's an opportunity to build strength and steadiness, right? Sometimes it's an opportunity to take away a lesson from that can later help someone else on their path that may encounter the same thing or something similar, right? Since we all have different experiences. But suffering, when embraced with gratitude, can be a time of growth. There is some saying, and it goes something like this, every person you meet is either a blessing or a lesson. And I agree with that to some extent, but I would like to revise that to say every person you meet is a blessing, because even if they are a lesson, that's a blessing if you look at it as such. So these are gifts, because our entire life is practice. We're all practicing, we all take turns suffering, we all take turns, being maybe in that state where we can recognize things with clarity, and then we fall out of it because something else happens, but then we got to practice again. We all are practicing in life. But when we look at everything as a blessing and an opportunity for the world to say, you've got some growing to do still, then it changes our perspective on it and we welcome it, right? So we can work through it. Now, what about if you're dealing with difficult people? So often you see, things on Facebook, oh, this person, right? Or gossip happens. What are those things, right? So when we harbor ill will against someone, two things are happening. It's harming us because it's lowering our vibration to some extent. And we are all energy. Everything is energy and it's vibration, everything. So when we harbor some kind of ill will or negative thought, then we're lowering our vibration. So when we choose not to do that, right, and change our perspective on it, then we're not dropping that vibration. So if someone's being difficult, I'm not saying like be best friends with them or don't set boundaries, because I do believe in boundaries. But instead, wish them well. Send well wishes their way and ask the universe to please give them the awareness and the consciousness to know what they are doing and change how they're doing things. Because when someone is causing some kind of ill will to someone else and causing pain, they are suffering, they are in pain, and they don't have the awareness and they don't have the consciousness to change that into a positive situation for themselves and grow from it. Instead, they want to create pain and havoc with everyone else. So then when we add pain to that, when we're saying you're this and you're that, right? All we're doing is we are making their pain body even bigger. We are growing that pain body of theirs, which means it's not going to change. So instead, maybe we should choose sending them love. For as hard as that is, because everyone's had those moments where someone does something to them, or, you know, even cut them off, like in traffic, someone cuts you off and you're like, ah, you know, instead go, this person has no awareness, right? Please send them awareness and goodness. So that's what changes the world, because we're all connected. What I do affects you, what you do affects me. We all affect one another because we're all part of this web, this collective consciousness web. So when we decide to create through our words, through our thoughts, through our interactions, because every interaction, word, and thought is a chance to create the world that we want to live in. So when we decide to put out good vibes, then we are raising the frequency. And if enough people raise the frequency and the vibration, right, it kind of helps to raise those on a lower vibration and bring them up. Let's lift them up with us. So I would just say, perhaps consider that. So the next time someone is doing something or they're creating havoc, I'm not saying, say, yeah, let's be best friends, but I'm saying, wish them well. Wish them well, because they need it. They're suffering. People in balance and harmony do not want to hurt others. They don't. So send the love their way. And let's travel light. Let's let go of the stuff, because it's hurting you too. So just let it go. Travel light without the baggage. So I'm going to get started here, my friends. You'll know when the session ends. Again, if you have earbuds, I would put them in. Lie down, relax, close your eyes, or sit, close your eyes, but just allow yourself to be. You'll know when it's over when you hear the tink shot. So let's settle into our breath. Let's take a breath in and release. Take a breath in, feel the expansion through the chest and the belly, and release, let it all go and drop. Take a breath in, expansion, and release. And when you're breathing in, if you can do that through your nose, that would be super. This time we're going to take a breath in, we're going to hold it for 4, and we're going to release it for 4. So breathe in for 4, hold for 4, and release for 4. So let's breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. Release, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, and release, 2, 3, 4. And I will see you shortly, my friends. Enjoy. All right, friends, our sound journey has concluded. Go ahead and take a deep breath in. Feel the air moving through your body. Feel the expansion and release, and feel everything letting go with your breath that you might be holding on to. Breathe in, expand. Feel the differences in your body if there are any differences. So is one area looser? Is one area tighter? Is there a tingling sensation? What is happening? Was a certain area more affected by the session than another area? These things matter. It's awareness, is consciousness of our body, right? So let's take a breath in. This time, stretch our arms up above our head. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Stretch your legs out. If you're laying down, go ahead and wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe rock from side to side. And release. Breathe in, arms up. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Wiggle your fingers, your toes. Move from side to side. And release, exhale. So do a few more of those on your own before you decide to join the world again. And yeah, we're all in this together. We're all here for each other. So let's send out good vibrations and love, and let's travel light. So thank you so much for sharing your time and your energy to be here with me. I appreciate it, and I am so thankful for it. So thank you, friends.